Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up the template for the 3-week look ahead in Microsoft Project. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the 3-week look ahead template, which I've created, and open it up. Once you open it up, it should bring you to this page right here, showing you what is future going to be the schedule. So the first thing we're going to want to do to set this up is come down to these different options on the right hand side here and click Team Planner. This is a list of all the subcontractors that are going to be working on the site. You can either enter them in by name or just by the description. I'm going to do a description here, so we're going to do site work sub and electrical sub. And you can enter in as many of those as you have, up to 15. And then once you've completed that, all we got to do is go back to where we were by clicking this Gantt chart down at the right again. And in order to make the Gantt chart here show up in color coded so it looks different depending on which sub you're using, we go up here to the title box here, right click, insert column, and then type flag. I'm just going to insert this flag 1 here, and you can see it's already set up for this example here that it says RH White. It's yes because I set it to RH White. So to make that happen for the other groups, we're going to right click on this, click custom fields, and flag 2 here, we're going to rename that just to line up with the names that we just used. Click OK. And let's do the same thing on the next one. And we got to copy the formula. So here, it's a pretty simple formula of resource name equals whatever it is. So let's copy this first part from flag 1. Copy that, Control C. Okay. Go over to the next one. Paste that, Control V. Now we type in the name exactly as we typed it in before, with quotes around it. Click OK. Click OK again. Let's do the same thing for each. And we're going to click OK and OK again. And then once we've done that for all of them, click OK down here. And if you want proof that you've done it correctly, you can insert another column and show flag 2 here. And then let's set this task to be the site work sub, and it changes automatically. So you can see that it changes the color, changes this flag, and we're all good here. Great. So once we've done that, we can hide these again. There's really no point in showing them. All they do is color coordinate stuff. But now, whenever anyone enters in any task and assigns it to the sub or resource, it gets color coordinated so it's easy to determine which task belongs to which party on the Gantt chart. So the next part that we're going to set up is the legend. So when we go to print this out, we want it to show up that way, showing what the color coordinating actually means. So in order to do that, it's pretty simple. We go over here to Format, on the Format tab up top, click on Bar Styles, and scroll this list down to where it says flags here. And again, we're just going to enter in the same names as before. So deleting the star wherever we enter in information, we just go in and type in the names that we've entered from before. And once you're done with that, you can just leave all the rest of them with the stars there, available for future expansion if necessary, and click OK. So now we've set up the legend and the resource names. We can go over here to set up the print format. You can see I've set it up so it has somewhat of a default look to it. You can see the company names that we just entered are showing up at the legend down here at the bottom. You can customize this project title to be the name of whatever project you're working on. You can enter in the date that the project is expected to be completed on, or you can delete that if you don't want to put that information on the schedule. And I have it set up to put the leadership for the project as well. So in order to make those changes, we click on Page Setup here. And we want to click on the header first. This is where you could change the project schedule date. If you click on Right over here, this is where you can change the date for completion. And you can feel free to add in other information as well if you feel like putting more information in the title. Same thing with the legend down here. You click on Legend. Over to the left here is where you can enter in the superintendent, project manager, APM's names, or if you don't have an APM or one of these, you can delete it. And that is all you need to do in order to set up the print format. Click OK, and everything looks good. So if we go back here, the last thing that we want to do is set up the other print format. So in order to view the data tracking aspect of the 3-week look ahead to see if people are actually on track, we can look at this Gantt chart here and click Data Tracking, which is going to completely change the way things look. But it's the same information. These are the same tasks, so you never have to double up entering information. So here you can see the original amount of labor that was estimated, the labor used so far, and then this is where you can make a decision. Do you want to be tracking how far they've gone with a manually entered in percentage, or do you want to be tracking it based off of a quantifiable amount? This is set up so that it will automatically work regardless of which one you choose, so long as you're not trying to do both. And in the setup phase, you can determine if you want to get rid of one of these. If you decide that you don't want to do the percent complete and you just want it to be quantity driven, you can hide that right now. And then it's set up properly for whoever uses it during the project. I'm going to put that back. All right, so once we've done that, the last thing we're going to do is set up the print format for the weekly crew schedule, which actually saves a different print format. So if you come down here to the bottom and click task usage, you can see that it's set up with the other format. And if we go here to print again, you can change any of this information here. You can either remove this week of title here because you are going to have to manually set it. So if you don't expect the person working on the schedule to set it, you can remove it, or you can follow the same procedure that we just did to go to page setup, header, and the right here and change it manually each week, which I like to do. And then lastly, I've just entered in some common codes that were used on the previous site that I've been on. They might apply to yours, but you can also delete them by going in here to footer and deleting those and changing them for whatever you might want. So that's the end of the setup. You can watch the simple project use tutorial to figure out how to actually use a Microsoft project to make the 3-week look ahead work in general, or you can watch the advanced tutorial that I've created in order to learn a little bit more about how some of the functionality works on this schedule. Hopefully this was simple enough to follow along, and you learned something about the way the format of the template works. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.